Hey, welcome to Weld.com. We get to have a little fun today and put together the most primo fab horse on the planet. This thing is, man, it's nice. It's straight, square, easy to build, and I have requested the assistance of my esteemed colleague, Mr. Mike Beecher, aka the Man Cub. How you doing?
Thank you, Bob. It's an honor to be here on Weld.com.
Yes, sir. We might need an extra hand, but again, this thing goes together pretty nicely, pretty quick. So with tab and slots feature design, we've got a series of holes. Everything is exact. Everything's laser cut. Tab and slot design. It all locks together. This unit is adjustable for height. We set this. We did this one, and it came out really sweet, quick. We set it with a level exactly the same height as the table, just for reference, and then we leveled it and tightened it up, and it was quick and simple.
Yes, sir, it was.
I mean, it helps to have two people when you're leveling. You could do this by yourself. So, but Mike and I are going to put this together. We're going to show you how this thing locks together, and we're just going to put. We've built multiple tables of tab and slot design, and we always use just one small tack everywhere. Let's go to work, have some fun. You want to?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Come on. We've wiped all these down. So we've got some clean parts to work with. Let's get started. We need to move this stuff aside, and we'll leave this, the center rib, the locking plates, have the end caps accessible. We don't need these yet.
All right.
So we'll just set some stuff aside here, and so we can kind of get a process going. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
Well, we're going to start out. We're actually going to kind of piece things together upside down. We're going to flip it over so we can tack it. We're using this one, but this is nice and straight and flat. You built it, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's nice and straight and flat.
We'll hope so.
It is. I checked it just now. So the first thing we're going to do is stand these ribs up in here correctly. Right?
Yes, sir.
We'll do this. We'll lock this rascal together right now. What do you think?
Sounds good.
How about that?
Nice.
We're going to squeeze this, we'll turn it over and put pressure on the table, and it should stay really flat. Let me grab my hood and we'll throw some tacks down through here. What do you think?
Sounds good.
I'm going to check these thinner ones first. Strategic placement, keep that nice and flat. I will put the other side on. Much the same way. Get this first one tacked on the end.
All right.
Go to the middle. Now we can go to the end caps. Just make sure that everything is touching on all surfaces. One center rib. So, last end cap goes on. If you need to, you can tap this lightly and use clamps, vice grips, Bessie clamp, anything to assist you to squeeze this together. But if and when you do, it'll all come out. It'll straighten itself out. So these are the adjustable brackets that go on the legs here, and then that has the center tube that sets down inside here. We'll show you that, but the first thing I'd like to do is get these put together. And the slot lines up with the tabs over here, and this is cut at an extreme angle here, so really just set it down in there. And if we turn it to the side, we can see that the surfaces are touching, so there's really nothing else to do. So we'll get a couple of strategic tacks here. I'm putting a good spot tack on here. After this thing goes together, I'll go back. This will be like the most weld that I'll put anywhere. is like a 1/2 inch long weld along these so that this bracket doesn't move, or the tube, the wall thickness of the tube doesn't pull out. Now we're going to repeat that 3 more times on each leg. We need to drop those center tubes in place,
All right.
upside down. I really don't want to tack these in yet. I really don't, because I want to put it all together. I wouldn't want to lock this in and then this be cantered in such a manner that it would not easily adjust. So I think we'll just leave those loose for now, and we will we'll bolt our legs in place in pairs, lock them in place with the brace, and put the center tube in there. What do you think?
Sounds good. We'll leave these bolts a little loose, Bob.
Yeah, a little bit loose, because we're going to need to be able to adjust the legs.
Gotcha.
I'd rather pull the legs in and have that fit, because this will always go back and we can tighten these up. Not super loose, not super tight, just kind of snug. There we go. I'm going to put tacks just in the corners for now. Just in the outside corners, just for fitting up purposes. If anything goes wrong, we'll be able to get to those, and if we have to cut something apart to make an adjustment. I doubt we will, but we'll just put strategic tacks up here in the corners. How about that? We're going to put this center tube up in here, and when we do, we'll just make sure. How about that? You like that?
Yeah, money right there.
All right. Couple of quick tacks here.
All right.
Let's go ahead and release the clamp. We need to prep our caps. So we need the bolts and we need the end caps.
All right. I'll get these prepped up and ready.
Okay, we need to tack the nuts on the back side. What would happen if you just set this down, tried to center it up? You might miss when you tack it, or you know. So I just like to go ahead and run them in there and
Yeah, that's a good idea.
lightly tighten them down. And then when we weld on them, we like to put a tack on the hex point on the opposite side, do a flat. We don't want to over weld it, but we want it to sit on there solid. So because this is an adjusting, a leveling for the underneath side, it would actually go like this up on the tube.
Oh.
So that you can adjust this.
Cool.
Final adjustment. I mean, you can make it, you know, all the floors have variations in them, and so you might hit a low spot in the floor and your sawhorses are rocking, and that's not cool. So let's run these rascals down on here. We'll tack them. We could put them in the coupon cooler,
All right.
the bucket of water, and cool them off, and then we can tap them onto the ends of the slots up there. Have fun. Mike, let's tip this down. We can just rock it halfway on either side, and
All right.
let's see if we can tap these little guys on here real quick.
All right.
Kind of like that. That's a good, comfortable height.
All right.
We don't have anything to set in here, but let's see if we can get these on here quick enough.
I'll hold it. No big deal.
Real important to tack the nuts on the back side here, so that we've got this already completed. It's tacked on the inside, because we'll never get to it again. Once again, we're going to do this on the rest of the legs. Well, you did get a tight one, didn't you? Last thing we need to do is tack the leg in place, or the adjustable support in place, before we turn it over and finalize the project. I want to put 2 tacks on opposite sides in the plate, and then I want to put a tack on either side here to hold everything in place. We're going to add a little bit more weld in here because as these are tightened down, it tends to flex around these tubes here. So we're going to go ahead and finish these welds as well. And they're 1/2 inch long welds total. Is that it?
Looks like it.
All right, here we go.
All right.
They're really not that heavy.
No.
I mean, one person can comfortably pick them up. We're loose enough to adjust. Here we go. So, first thing we want to do is probably look at this, get our height. Okay, we're still going to do this. Tighten her up.
All right.
It's good. These are adjustable, what do we read? 32 to 40 inches, correct? 32 to 40 inches. Last thing we need to do to finish this off is kind of take a flapper wheel or Scotch-Brite pad on a 4.5 inch grinder, 5 inch grinder. Is that how you did the other one? Clean them up a little bit. It'll be a beauty.
All right.
A beauty. There are plenty places to weld on here. I don't see the advantage of over welding on any of this. I mean, these things are really solid. Again, one person can pick them up, move them around. Still talking in a normal voice when I do that. It's not, you know, they're solid. They're solid. Everything locks together. It's a cool design. So that pretty much concludes the project. Didn't go too awful long, did it?
No.
Appreciate the help, old bud.
Yep. Thank you.
Big shout out to Tab and Slot. This is a new fab horse project that's coming out. We'll be able to fixture off of this. I think we can do some cool builds. This is going to be real handy for handling some material and prepping stuff and building stuff off of, especially since they're adjustable in height as well. Thanks for watching Weld.com. Please subscribe and check us out on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thank you.
Sounds good.
You want to?
Yes, especially with you.
Oh.
What?
Mike. I'm trying as hard as I can.